Hi, it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead, and it's been a while since I told a story of something that happened in my life. And I remembered one today while I was talking with my friend Elaine. And it is a fun story. I think that you will like it. So, when I was young, a young mom, I was a single mom, and my son was about 7, maybe 8 years old. I had a very large dog named Blackie. He was a black German Shepherd and he was huge. Really, really, really big for a German Shepherd. Well, I love that German Shepherd. And we always felt safe because we had that German Shepherd. So, the German Shepherd had originally slept at the foot of my bed. And my son Jason, when he was very little, he slept with me too. And so we would be crowded in the bed, and the dog would sleep at the foot of the bed. Well, one night, I had been curled up like a baby, I guess, all curled up tight and in my sleep, and I went to stretch out. And when I stretched my leg out, I pushed against Blackie. And for the first time ever, Blackie did this. Urgh. Well, I wasn't going to put up with that, not for 1 minute. So I went ahead and kicked him off the bed. That's what I did. I never let him on my bed after that because he was not going to ever growl at me again. I have to turn off the heater. It's a little hot. Well, so this story is a few years later, and my dog had developed the habit of sleeping under my bed. I had an old metal bed, and it was beautiful. I loved it. And that dog would sleep under it, but he was really too big to sleep under it, but that's where he wanted to sleep. And so it was really fun if I was in bed when he started to get under the bed. Because even though he would be crawling as low as he could, that bed would rise up. And it was kind of like riding on a roller coaster ride, as it would raise up the bed when he was getting in. And when he laid down all the way flat, then the bed would go all the way down. Really, it was very fun. So one day, my son and a friend had a friend come over, and the friend decided he wanted to run away and join the circus. So he talked to Jason, and Jason thought that sounded like a good idea. So they were in their bedroom, I thought asleep already, and I was in my bedroom, and I was reading a book. Had my book. Reading happily, laying in bed. When suddenly, first let me tell you, I lived less than a block away from the railroad track. Suddenly, I heard footsteps outside my window. There should have not been any footsteps outside my window. And being brave as I was, not really, I decided they can just take whatever they want. I'm not even looking out there because I didn't want anybody to confront anybody. I was scared. So I just laid in bed, and eventually those footsteps went away. So I just kept reading. I wasn't worried. I knew God was keeping us safe. And then after a while, I heard those footsteps again. Well, I still wasn't going outside, let me tell you. So I just laid in bed. Now, I forgot to tell you, it was summertime, and we did not have any air conditioning, and it had been terribly hot. At least I thought it had been terribly hot. So I had the back door wide open to let in the cool night air. Well, I just was laying there, still reading, when suddenly Blackie, who hardly ever barked, let out a loud woof. And when he did, he stood up. And when he stood up under the bed, my bed went up so high. And that was not quite as fun because it shocked me. And then he got out from under that bed and he went right to my bedroom door, and he was standing, he was looking towards the back of my house. And all the hair on his back was standing up. And he'd pulled back his cheeks to show all his big teeth, because he was very big. And he was growling. But he was standing right at the doorway. So I could see which way he was looking, and I knew that I had to go and make sure that the boys were safe. So I swung my legs out of the bed, and I had what you call jello legs. I don't know if you've ever heard of those before, but that's where your legs are very shaky and you're not even sure that they'll hold you up. Well, they did manage to hold me up, and I went to the dog and I was trying to get close to him, and he would not let me go past him. That was the first time that had ever happened. So I decided to lean over and look to see what he was looking at and what he was growling at. And when I did, the back door that was open, just on the outside of that, I saw two figures of people. There were two people there. Well, that about scared me to death. And then I knew for sure I had to get to those boys and make sure that they were safe, because whoever that was at that back door, they were very close to where the boys were sleeping. So I pushed that big old dog and I stepped around him. He was right with me, of course. And I walked into my living room. And as I got closer, I realized who the two figures in the door were. It was my son Jason and his friend. They had walked about a block away, and because it was so late at night and they were so young, they had got scared and decided to come back home. Believe me, when I realized it was them and I had been scared so bad, they had a reason to be scared too. So I talked through my lips when I was very angry. I'd kind of hold my teeth together and I said, "Go to your bedroom and shut that door." That meant, you don't want me to come in there. Not right now. I'm too angry. Really, I was angry because I was so scared. And so the boys quickly went into that bedroom, shut the door. I went to the back door, shut it and locked it, and I went to bed. I did not really know why they were outside until the next day. So I just thought you might like hearing that story about, one, how not brave I was, two, how my dog was trying to protect me so hard, and my son was full of mischief. So it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. Hope you liked my story. And I want to pray blessings on you and yours, in your house, out of your house, in the day and the night. And whatever you do, keep dreaming.